right. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Nerd Night, episode 32. Jeez, we keep going strong. Week in, week out, come rain, come shine. Thank you for being here. If this is your first time or first time in a long time, or you have been showing up, sporadically, week in, week out, whatever the outcome is, or whatever the I guess the cadence is for you. We are glad that you are here with us. CyberLynk is on a mission to train and deliver 10 million cybersecurity professionals from now till the year 2050. So, which means we've got our work cut out for us, but we are not relenting. And as everyone here is aware, we are a cybersecurity edtech startup that is very focused on reaching the unreached, people who are, in the third world countries or places where no one really can ultimately provide the solution that they're looking for. We are held by three main ethos, which is excellence, quality, and outcome. So excellence applies to every single thing we do, the way we interact with the clients and the way that we create content. It is with quality um, content and courses and platform and labs. Obviously, as we grow, there's going to be a lot more content and a lot more labs for people to do. But again, yeah, the other thing as well is the outcome. So we believe that each one of you here came for us for a reason, and that reason you came to us is something we intend and we intend to deliver on because are keenly aware of it, and we are going to not give up until we deliver on that outcome. So thank you everyone for choosing CyberLynk. We continue to deliver the edge, help everyone gain an edge within the cybersecurity, IT, and cloud space. And we are going to be stepping into the AI space soon as well. So I'm really looking forward to having an amazing session tonight. And if you are jumping in from, say, Lagos, Nigeria, or Ghana, or any other part of the world, welcome, welcome. It's great to have you here. And then I'm going to quickly share my screen as well, so we can begin. And for those who are joining us for the first time, remember you have to have your cameras turned on, you have to mute yourself, right? And you have to be having fun. So those are the three things that you must do. All right. So without any further ado, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. Someone needs to tell me if I'm not sharing my screen, so that I don't go ahead and have a full session and then realize, oh, no one was seeing what I was doing the whole time. Alrighty, so we've already gone through some quick introduction. My name is Sammy Chucks. I am the founder and CEO of CyberLynk. And we've also got one of our amazing mentors here and coaches, Sarah. Do you want to quickly give us a shout out and tell us something amazing about your weekend so far? Or is generating that
Like,
OpenAI image the highlight of your weekend?
like Sammy, you said, our favorite mentor.
Yes, like I always say. Oh,
Yeah.
she's in the dark.
I'm in the complete
She's
darkness.
gone to the dark side.
Yeah, sorry, that's why I don't have my camera on because
Nah,
I'm in
that's
the
all right.
complete darkness.
That's good. We can still see your
But
face.
yes, something exciting about my weekend. And oh yeah, what I do first, I'm a hacker. No, I'm joking. I'm not a hacker. I'm a solutions engineer, and I like to play around with some CTFs in my free time. And my favorite part of the weekend was generating the images using the new ChatGPT AI.
Cool. Sounds awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. Yourself, Mr. Nathan, Mr. Awesome. Nathan, Nathan is working to that tonight, so he's working and also trying to, be present here as well. So, if you don't mind giving us a quick shout out and the favorite part of your weekend.
Yep, that's me. Yep, that's right. I am. I'm working on my second job here. I'm a SOC analyst by day. I'm a ethical threat actor at night. There's not really anything interesting that happened to my weekend today, as I've been sleeping all day to get ready for my night shift. And although I did start off the day strong by grinding up some coffee beans, and now I'm drinking coffee and chugging away.
Well, what could go wrong?
That's me.
Stay awake all night, and I don't think you're complaining at all. That's exactly what you want, right? Cool.
Yep, that's right.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Buckle in. Let's jump right into. You guys know what time it is. It's threat landscape time. Um, if you guys don't like any of the items I've picked up here, please let me know. We can pick something else. There was way too much to pick from. I'm like, which one do I go for? But I thought the Oracle one, the first one on the list, was actually quite funny, and at the same time very very dubious of the organization, the way they treated the situation. And also, what I do have my personal opinion about this, which we're going to talk about. The next one here is phishing as a service operation using DNS over HTTPS for evasion. Is actually quite interesting. Obviously, as people who are defenders or IT people, we want to make sure that we're able to defend against this sort of activity and identify what threat actors are doing and how they're changing their tactics and techniques. And then the last one here, which is a bit spooky, solar power gear vulnerable to remote sabotage. So this one, the title doesn't quite paint the proper picture of what's going on here. So does anyone here have solar panel on their roof? Show of hand. All right, cool. Now, you know the thing called an inverter, the thing that is actually converting the solar energy into well, managing the connection between the solar power into your house and the grid. It turns out that a lot of those are created in you know where, and they're all vulnerable to remote code execution. So, yeah, so someone could potentially blow up your house from a remote location, which is quite scary. It made me think, yikes. And my one, that was why I refused to connect my one to the Wi-Fi. So hopefully, hopefully that helps protects me. But yeah, that's something that we could obviously talk about as well. So without any further ado, I think we might be able to do at least one. This one, I'm going to put a link to all of this in the chat, obviously, so everyone can partake. If you want to read any of them later, I'll chuck that straight into Discord. NerdKnight. That's one, and then paste this one as well. Copy a link, and the last one, paste. So there you go, guys. In case anyone wants to read either of those, feel free to. So we'll start with the first one here, which is Oracle Customer Data Breach. So essentially, what happened was earlier this week, well, the week that just went past, there was news of Oracle being breached, and what we got out of that was that some threat actor actually was able to compromise Oracle web service or cloud server, and was able to steal almost 9 million of customer information and data, which includes logon information and a whole bunch of other things as well. So the interesting thing about it is that initially when this news came out, when the threat actor often, what threat actors do is when they hack you, they would actually go and post it somewhere. So an example is we could go to a service called ransomware register, if I remember the name of it. I'll quickly Google it. There's an actual website that you can go to see who has been ransomware globally. Can someone remind me what that website is? Nathan, do you know the website I'm talking about? Ransomware.
Ransom Watch.
Yeah, RansomWatch. Yeah, that's the one.
Ransomware.
So you could potentially go to RansomWatch, and this is one of the platforms that is probably worth doing an RSS feed to. If you're using something like iNoReader, which by the way, does anyone here aside from Nathan use iNoReader to basically correlate all of the different news that they read?
What is it called?
iNoReader. So
Yeah, I tried.
how was
Sort
it?
of. I've got it half
What
set
did you
up.
think? Half set up.
It's like good that you can pick and choose what you want into like one, yeah, like all into one place.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, absolutely spot on. So what iNoReader is, it's a tool that allows you to basically correlate every single news platform that you typically use in cybersecurity into one platform. So rather than having to go to different websites all at once, it basically just takes all of the news from those different websites using something called RSS feeds, and then it summarizes it for you, so you don't have to go and read the full article. Now, if you do want to read the full article, there's an actual link that you can use to head on to the original website. So if anyone wants to, and this is completely free, when I found it, I found it was really useful. So again, this is something for you to use if you want to sort of bring all of your news from the different website. Like you guys, if you guys have noticed, I've used both Bleeding Computer, I've used the site the Hacker News, I've used CyberScoop, I've used Dark Reading, I've used what is the other one? Talkback.sh. So there are several other
The one with
platforms.
the vulture, the vulture logo. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But yeah, there's so many platforms out there. So iKnowReader allows you to be able to bring all of this together into one platform. So definitely highly recommended. Obviously not the paid version, like you can pay for it or you can use it for free. So the free version is essentially what I currently use. But heading back to this particular article, so what's essentially happened was initially when the threat actor posted this particular thing online, Oracle basically came out immediately and denied it. And it's like, no, 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 we're definitely not hacked. This was definitely not us. And then, it actually threw me off my game. I'm like, seriously, like, Oracle is a well-respected, well-reputable, is a very reputable organization. Surely they would say something if they indeed got hacked. And it took like an additional 3 or 4 days before they eventually came out and was like a dog with its tail in its bum, going, "Yeah, sorry guys, we can confirm that we did indeed got hacked." And I'm like, "Uh-oh." So, and if you know Oracle has been in the game for so many years now. Like they started, I think, in the 1980s or the 1990s. So they pretty much exist in every single organization that you know. So obviously, one of them being that they actually build servers, Oracle servers. But aside from that, they also do a whole bunch of other software as well, software as a service. So potentially they've released, and let's actually read a little bit more into what actually took place. So last week, a person named Rose87168 claimed to have breached Oracle Cloud servers, began selling the alleged authentication data and encrypted password of 6 million users. Pardon me, I thought it was 9 million and 6 million. Well, if you turn it upside down, it's 9.
I just thought about that, Sandy. 6, 9. What's the difference? You
Yeah,
just flip the 6 and it becomes 9 straight away. Or you flip the
just
9, it becomes 6.
just give it a kick in the bum and then it'll turn into a 9. The threat actor also said that stolen SSOs and LDAP passwords could be decrypted using the information in the stolen file and offered to share some of the data with anyone who would help recover them. The threat actor released multiple text files consisting of a database, lightweight directory access protocol (LDAP) data, and a list of 140,621 domains for companies and organizations, government agencies that were allegedly impacted by the breach. So I haven't seen a dump of this list. Um, Actually, let me see if it's been updated from the last time I looked. Oracle bridge impacted organization dump Reddit. Aha, the only place you find reputable information. You don't know about the Oracle Cloud hack. Oracle customer confirmed data stolen in alleged cloud. So I'm trying to see if there's a way. Usually people would create a service to actually see if you've been impacted or if you're one of the customers that were impacted. So if anyone is not already following this subreddit called cybersecurity on Reddit, if you're obviously on Reddit, go ahead and follow it. There are other ones as well to follow. This was the first article that I read, which actually has a lot of technical information about what took place. But is there a way impact? That looks very ChatGPT. Does anyone have? Yeah, the first time I looked, I could not find any dump. So let's look at GitHub if there's anything there. So the really really annoying thing about this is that this is actually still metamorphosing. So this is going to turn into a lot more. Sorry, I didn't mean to go there. This is going to turn into a lot more problem, as organizations are obviously aware of what this means for them, because as it turns out, those 140,621 organizations that the data has been leaked are now susceptible to being hacked by the threat actor that did this, or by any other threat actor that buys that information. So you can see that this threat actor is actually wanting to sell this information. So if they're selling that information, that means that they've actually got logon information to that organization's portal. So a bit worrisome there. But let's actually go a little bit deeper into what actually took place here, because we don't have a lot of time. In addition to the data, Rose blah 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 shared an archive.url with Bleeping Computer for a text file hosted on the logon.us.oracle.com, oraclecloud.com server that contained their email address. This file indicates that the threat actor could create files on Oracle server indicating an actual breach, right? Again, we talked about the Wayback Machine when we did the lab, I think about a month ago. So that's essentially what archive.org is. However, Oracle has denied that it suffered a breach of Oracle Cloud and has refused to respond to any further questioning about the incident. There has been no breach of Oracle Cloud. The published credentials are not for the Oracle Cloud. Again, this was what they first said, but everyone knows that that's obviously baloney. I wanted to quickly talk about, if I pull out this, what actually happened and how this threat actor was able to gain access to Oracle environment. So there is this CVE, which is common vulnerability exposure, that was released in 2021. So it's with the number 35587. I remember writing an advisory for this particular vulnerability. And this vulnerability was Oracle Fusion middleware unspecified vulnerability, and this is for missing authentication for critical function. So what happened was, with this CVE, you could actually bypass authentication into Oracle's OpenSSO agent. Right. So OpenSSO is essentially like a single sign-on platform that allows someone to not have to use the password and username every single time. So it's like you log on once, and then the system sort of recognizes that you are already an authenticated user and gives you access to every single platform. So this is what this open agent is doing, and this particular vulnerability allows for unauthenticated user to be able to gain access to this particular platform. So this was what the threat actor used to gain that initial access, and then was able to do a whole bunch of things within Oracle's environment, which includes lateral movement, pivoting, privilege escalation, and the creation of account as well, which is a bit scary. So they've obviously dumped a massive database out of the platform or the environment, and they're now looking for ways to actually decrypt it, which is interesting because whenever you integrate two IDPs, which is identity providers, together and ask them to use something like an SSO, they basically sort of still share credentials, right? Even though they're not asking you for a password, they're still sharing credentials. So the IDP is from Okta, and then the IDP from Entra ID are basically going to share credentials to say, hey, is this user been validated before? Yes, they have. Now give me the hash that you validated them with, right? To avoid the system making assumptions, it's still going to validate itself. But it's just that it's not going to prompt the user for a password and username. It's going to do all of that in backend using API. So this particular threat actor was able to gain access to a lot of that credential information, and is now trying to sell it to make more money. So I don't know if anyone heard of this particular news article or this information out there, but keen to open it up and get some people to, I guess, talk about this and chime in.
Are you talking about the Oracle one specific?
Yeah.
That one we're discussing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing I know, Sammy, because I have a question. If you can go back to the article, please.
Yeah, sure.
So if you go down to go up actually to the picture. So yeah, I want to stop here. So is this a screenshot from the dark web?
Well, this is definitely a screenshot from either dark web or from a Telegram group of some sort. But this is definitely a
Because
forum.
what I've
So
heard,
this is a forum.
because from what I heard, that there could be different threat actors, but that sort of anime picture, when they have that, it means that they're actually a legitimate like threat actor and everything. That's what I heard from one cybersecurity guy, because he couldn't understand as well, like, why are we discussing different stories, different people, different threat actors, and different like situations, but all of them have the same picture of an anime sort of girl looking character, but it actually means that it's a legitimate sort of person. It's not like some script kiddie or something. It's actually someone who knows what they're doing and pretty notorious and stuff on their in what they're doing. So yeah, it was just an interesting thing that because I heard about this story this week, and when I heard just a quick summary of it, and that guy said, yeah, just wanted to say that every time I see this picture, it means that this is a very serious thing. It's not just some lucky guy who just obtained it, or yeah.
Right.
So
Well, the vulnerability itself that was used. Thanks for the contribution, Alex. The vulnerability itself that was used is not necessarily that crazy. It's just that I cannot believe
yeah,
that the organization that is responsible for releasing the patch to the vulnerability did not actually patch their own platform. Like this is why this is so bad. Like it's unheard of that. Imagine if Microsoft released a patch and then did not patch their own servers for the same patch that they released a patch for. Right. That is why this is so bad. Anyways, but with regards to the threat actor, I don't necessarily think that the picture gives the person any legitimacy. Anyone can take a picture and throw it in there. What really gives the threat actor legitimacy is the fact that they've been able to actually do damage to a multi-billion-dollar business, right? And now that they've Oracle has come out saying that yes, indeed, we did get hacked. This is basically giving this person rep in the hacker world, right? In the other underworld. And this is one of the
yeah.
craziest things. The more people you hack, the more popular you become. People respect you for being a hacker. Hopefully you're not like the Sudanese brothers who decided to go prove that they are indeed bad hackers by putting their passport number online. I don't know if you guys remember that story, but yeah. Does anyone have anything else to add? Anything else to add here?
Why did they deny it in the first place?
That's a really good question that I have no answer to be honest, Jai.
Uh,
Well, I think why, because it's a big thing, it's a big issue. So if you sort of confirm it, it means something's bad. So that maybe there was some reputational consultant or someone, or the internal lawyers or someone told them like, for our reputation, of our company's reputation, you need to actually deny it. Otherwise, it sort of hurts the company, hurts our share price will go down, all that stuff. So just deny it until you won't be able to deny it anymore. So then only then we will confirm it, and yeah. So that's what I heard sometimes
I'm not
happens.
sure if that helps their case, but Francis, you go.
Yeah, evening, mate. I just want to find out, have Oracle themselves accepted,
Yes.
or
Yes.
the customers are just saying that?
Now,
Like,
Oracle
I
is
can't see the statement where,
Oracle
have they
has
made any public statement?
yes, they have made a public statement, so they've acknowledged it, that this was indeed a cyber
Oh,
breach. Yeah, I can
okay. I
see.
know earlier this week
Yeah,
they debunked it, and the guy gave them like 48 hours to contact him, which I don't think he did. The Oracle did. So he actually told Oracle, if they don't contact him like within 48 hours, he's going to publish it in the dark market, in the dark, the dark net. Yeah.
yeah. Oracle has appears to be real. Let's see if we can see which one. Um, this was the first
Yeah, I just want to see
article
that
that I read. Let me see if I can find something.
the actual statement from Oracle. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen one, but that's a good point. But I'm pretty sure that people have actually come back saying that it is indeed. Data breach. Let me get rid of that. Well, that's 16 hours. Wait, so the customers confirmed data. Wait, why is the FBI investigating when Oracle is saying that nothing has gone wrong? Yeah, this is definitely an interesting one, but I think here it seems like they're still denying it. But the one I just read, um, customers are actually coming out saying, yes, that's definitely our data that's present based on the what the threat actor has released. So that's an interesting thought. So let's see if dark reading has anything useful. Oracle still denies breach as Oracle this week steadfastly continued to deny an alleged breach of its Oracle cloud environment, even as some security researchers doubled down on their analysis suggesting otherwise. The conflicting narrative could create a perplexing situation for Oracle customers, creating uncertainty about whether to take urgent security measures or trust the company's assurance that no breach occurred. Right. So interesting. So actually, you're right. My apologies. It seems like they're still denying this. So
Yeah,
is it?
because they
Yeah.
initially made a serious claim at the beginning of the incident. So that could. So what could be the impact if eventually they come out to like to accept the claim? Would there be like some fines, some serious fines for denying it initially, or what could be the impact for actually denying an incident without proper investigation?
And that's the key point, and this is essentially where I've kind of got into where where what my personal opinion is. I think organizations like this should be fined billions, of actually probably go out of business, because they've basically failed to do the basic thing, which is actually patch a vulnerability that they themselves created a patch for. Like, how can you be so naive? It's like it's like fixing someone else's car, but your car engine is dead. Like literally, for the same exact car. So, and if you were to cause that, if your car engine was to, break down on the highway and cause an accident, that's negligence, right? Because you have the skill that's necessary to actually fix that car. So it's not even going to cost you any money. So I think they should definitely be fined, and organizations like this should be made to pay when they allow customer information at this scale, 6 million, to be leaked to the dark web and potentially lead to more hacks, to everyday citizen. I think we've spent quite way too much time on this. Obviously, I've pasted the link for this. I actually think the phishing as a service operation using DNS over HTTPS, for evasion is a really good one. I just wanted to quickly look at that image.
Yeah, I wanted to go that thread as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to
Just a
have a
quick
look at this.
thing about Sammy, about Oracle, because we need to remind that Oracle, I don't know if it's for anyone else or just the US, but now Oracle has all the TikTok data. So they transferred, I think, all of their data to Oracle. So basically, if Oracle sort of gets breached, it means that someone's TikTok information account could be
Yikes!
breached as well.
Yikes! Well, I thought, was it Oracle that was in talks to buy TikTok? Who was it that was trying to buy TikTok? Because I know, maybe they haven't actually made that information public yet.
I don't think they buy them, but they actually own or store the data. So instead of having their own data, so they had to transfer from 2022 to meet US regulations of data security. They had to transfer if TikTok wanted to continue to work in the US, they had to transfer all the data and keep all their data on Oracle. So yeah.
Anyways, so the good thing with this one is that typically when a phishing email comes through, the C2 communication would happen over HTTPS. The reason why it does that is obviously because HTTPS is encrypted. So most IDS, IPS, devices would not actually decrypt the HTTP traffic or the packet, because if they do, then that means they've actually broken the encryption. And often when that happens, that's when the website will tell you that the certificate is not trusted. So because of that, often threat actors like to use HTTPS for they like to use HTTPS for for data exfiltration or C2 command and control servers. Now, what has happened is recently, um, you know, deep packet inspection firewalls and proxy servers have actually been developed that is able to both decrypt and re-encrypt the traffic after inspection, and then send that to the destination without causing the SSL failure error. So because of that, threat actors are now realizing that people are onto them, so they're trying to find another way to bypass detection or evade detection. So in this case, for phishing as a service, so essentially a threat actor sends a phishing email, you know, essentially configures a phishing campaign on something like GoFish. Again, there is a lab for this on the CCSA course for anyone who is currently doing the CCSA course. There is a lab on how to configure phishing email and actually perform this activity. Essentially, what the threat actor is doing here, there's actually a lab for that on the Link Academy. So feel free, guys, to actually go and have a look at that. So essentially, that phishing campaign is created and then it's sent off to a bunch of millions of people, recipients, with the malicious link in it. So you can see that link there. Again, try not to click on image because I can see my mouse going. Something is not right. So that spam link, once someone clicks on it, is redirected to a phishing page. Now, this phishing page dynamically loads phishing via DNS mail exchange record. So rather than trying to do this via HTTPS, which it will be picked up, it'll actually do this via mail record, which is a bit weird because DNS is not a layer. DNS happens mostly on layer 3 and 4 of the OSI model. So for them to be doing this, this is actually quite strange. But what they're actually doing here is that they basically will redirect your traffic to two different locations. So one to the fake information collection server, and then another one to the real page you're trying to visit. So technically, once they've collected your credential initially, they'll package the traffic and send it to the original one, and then send a copy to the fake server. So this is essentially what is happening here. So query, email, domain, DNS mail record. So you can see here DNS over HTTPS. This is essentially what is happening here. So I haven't really studied up very much about DNS over HTTPS, but I'm pretty sure that this is not something that is well known yet, and this is something that's obviously likely to to raise a lot of issues. The one way to bypass this obviously is using secure DNS, which is DNSSEC. But other than that, having an email security gateway. So if you notice here, the phishing campaign came through without any security measure here. If you guys remember what I told you, we often want to be practicing defense in depth. So you don't want to rely on one form of detection or one form of defense in your organization. So you don't want to try to detect this here because this detection mechanism might fail because the threat actor has decided not to use HTTPS. So if you've got something like I feel like this is a picture thing just to make it make sense. Not sure how much time I have left. Um, um, 32. All right. So basically, say you have a detection mechanism here, and you have a detection mechanism there, and going back to that image, and you have another detection mechanism here, and you have one here. Right, so looking back at this image real quick, so we can see here where the threat actor creates the phishing campaign. So you have a detection mechanism here, which is an email gateway, right? So that email gateway will be this. So the email gateway will actually detect this phishing email and block it off. So at least 99.9 of it and block it off, right? And this is where things like SPF, things like DKIM, DMAC, we've learned about that before. If anyone remembers that, that's where those sort of things come into action. There are other things as well, which is domain name, whitelisting and blacklisting, text analysis, where the AI is actually reading the email to see if there's any links in it. So it's analyzing links and seeing if that link leads to a malicious website. and then that would often contain something called a sandbox. So that sandbox is essentially where that malicious link will be detonated, and this actually works really well in enterprise organizations using something like Mimecast or Mailguard or Know Before, if anyone knows what any of this product I'm talking about is. So it's going to block this. So rather than waiting to detect this here where it's really hard, so assuming this is essentially using something like a next gen firewall or some sort of a proxy server, this detection is going to fail because the threat actor is obviously done something different that is not known, right? So because of that, that mechanism fails woefully. So another way we can actually detect this as well is that often when a threat actor gains access, in this case, what they're trying to do obviously is they're trying to harvest credential or harvest information. So in this case, let's assume they harvest credential and they want to use that credential to actually, to make money, sell it to shadow brokers on the internet. So we can actually have something like dark web monitoring, right, where you're monitoring the dark web using some tools, threat intelligence tools like CrowdStrike, Recorded Future, and that dark web monitoring would actually notify you when they see any of your user data in there, and that way you can rotate your user password and username. Does this make sense, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Guys, speak up because I'm worried that I'm not explaining this enough, so you guys are not understanding. But wanted to, yep, all good, Pedro. That's all right. I wanted to, I guess, throw it out there to Sarah and Nathan to know if you guys wanted to add anything before we actually complete the box. I'm sure we're not going to be able to complete that box here, but people can obviously go and complete it on their own.
Nothing from me to add on, Sammy.
Awesome.
Sorry, Sammy. I'm just working on other stuff in the background, but I'm still listening.
Totally fine, mate. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening and being part of the threat landscape today. That was a bit of a long segment, but it was totally fine. Totally fun at the same time and amazing. And my frustration for Oracle still remains because it seems like they haven't actually, the FBI is in their office and they're still saying no, nothing is going on here, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. But I'm sure obviously by Monday or Tuesday we'll probably get an update on what's happening there. But so if anyone works in any organization, you probably want to go look up that CVE that the threat actor was able to use. Double check that CVE is not present in your organization if you're currently working in any IT role or any cybersecurity role, or if you're working as a cloud security engineer or cloud engineer or any one of those. So this is a CVE of interest. Obviously, run a search and to see using something like Tenable or Qualys. Yeah, absolutely. Those links as well, Francis, are in the Discord server as well, so I've put them in there. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and have a bit of fun with the good old practical CTF labs. All right, so let me copy the link to that.
Sammy, can I just ask a quick question before I forget it? So how do we actually, because there's a lot of news aggregated, right? So even if you use a thing called InfoRead, is it called InnoRead or something?
Yeah, InnoReader, yeah.
InnoReader, it's still, there's a lot of news. So basically, if you try to go through a lot of articles, you basically will barely remember anything because it's just going to be so much information that it's going to be unbearable. So how do we actually read properly news feeds? So how do we understand what we should go through, where we should put more attention towards, less attention, less time, or like how is a good way to sort of build the news feed in the way that doesn't overwhelm us, but also serves to sort of to be productive as well, and being sort of contributive to the company we work in or something like that, or just for our own knowledge?
That's a good question. For me, I kind of see it as just information that's useful to take action with, right? So an example is rather than it being, oh, let's see what else is going wrong in the world. I see it as, and this is something that probably helps if you've got an actual job that you have to use that information for, right? So like if you're already working as a cybersecurity engineer or analyst or threat intelligence analyst or whatever it is, or pen tester, it's a lot easier, right, to sort of work out what you do with that information because you can actually tangibly translate that information into something that's usable immediately. But the problem there is that typically for someone who's still looking for a job, all of this information is just bubbling up there in your mind. You're not quite sure what to do with it. So what I do recommend is sort of see it as fun information or just keeping yourself up to date on what is going on, really. And you don't have to read every single news article. In fact, majority of the time they all basically rewrite the same thing. It's just like news, the 6 p.m. news. The same news information you're going to find on 9 News or 7 News is actually available on the other third-party platforms as well. So it's very rare that you actually see a lot of new information in other platforms. They all regurgitate the same thing. The take and the way they write it, depending on the writer, might be different. But ultimately, I would say don't stress it. All right, just use it as a learning journey. I guess that's what I would say. All right. If anyone has any other question, obviously jump straight in. We're going to attempt to see if we can finish this, or at least get somewhere today. So obviously, for anyone who's doing this with us, I do 100% recommend you start your node. So to ensure that you are able to follow along, I'm just waiting for Visual Studio Code to open. All right. This is not good. And do I have my Obsidian? There we go. To create a new node, and let's call that haunted. So this particular box was created for during what Americans call Halloween. Well, it's like I'm not quite sure what that is about, but that's what this box was created for. But I'm sure we can obviously read the scenario and then work from there. So Haunted Company Inc., a long-established credit reporting agency, has been successfully operating in major financial hubs such as New York, London, Tokyo. As a privately-owned entity without external investors, the company has maintained consistent client satisfaction and steady earnings reports. With plans for expansion, the management has decided to take the company public, and the initial public offering, which is called IPO, is scheduled to occur within the next few days. However, a crisis emerged just as the IPO date approaches. One of the company's website has been defaced, raising alarms. Shortly after, it is discovered that the company's Tokyo server has come under attack. Concerned about the timing and the potential damage to the company's reputation, the management is determined to identify the threat actor behind the attack and understand the breach mechanism to create detection before the IPO. As a threat intelligence analyst, you are tasked with collaborating with other analysts to uncover the identity of the adversary and assess the situation. Available external and internal intelligence. So one is New York office is external business commonality, reported on the 27th, sorry, reported in 2017, Gen X breach, a major cyber attack on leading credit reporting agency, London internal intelligence. Again, these are just some threat intelligence information or news to read, all of which are known to the target known to target the financial services industry. So these are just some known APT. So APT 2027, FIN7. So these are the known APT or advanced persistent threat that are known to target financial institutions. So the key thing to note here is obviously we want to understand the sector that the organization is in. So we can see that they're a financial services organization, and we're also looking at where they exist or what places they have offices in. So they have an office in New York, which is the United States, one in London, which is the UK, and then they have one in Tokyo, which is Japan. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. And so what I will probably do is, if you guys can see my notes or not.
No,
Nope.
only the
Yeah.
haunted.
So
There you
I'll
go.
basically start here. So I don't have to regurgitate the whole thing, right? I'll probably basically say something like this: scenario, sector, whatever, org sector, financial services. All right, and locations. In this case, I want UK, London, and then we have New York. Well, USA.
They're not so united.
New York and Japan, Tokyo. Possible event timeline. So we did see 2017 there, so well, it's more likely to be that. And then the other thing we want to see is potential, or I would just say industry or sector relevant APT. So we have FIN7, APT 27. So this is going to be important as we've obviously conducted research. Twisted Spider, and we also have TG. I can spell Twisted Spider. Guys, don't wait for me. If you can get ahead, feel free to get ahead. But I'm just going to show you how I would approach this. So we have Twisted Spider as well.
And TG3309.
Yep, I copied that already.
Oh, I got that part of the screen.
All right, cool. All right. So what we're going to do now is obviously if we employ the incident response lifecycle, so we have identification, containment, eradication, recovery, and lesson learned. So we can see identification here. So we have website defacement. All right. So let's actually go and try have a go. So in this case, we're going to start investigation. So again, this is the first time we're doing an investigation rather than doing the one where we download something and do it offline. So this is going to actually start a virtual machine for us.
I think this is a little bit different because they have investigations and then they have challenges. So before I think we did challenges and now it's investigations. So that's why I think they have like a virtual box for us or something. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. So in this case, you're actually going to be playing around within the two, trying to find information.
Is that your real browser?
Yes,
Tammy?
it is.
What are you looking for in the sort of HTML code? Or?
Yeah, I'm just making sure that it's not actually doing anything dodgy.
Okay.
It is just me. Don't mind me.
Just being paranoid.
It would have
The
been
few,
nice.
the few, the proud, the paranoid.
Yeah, it would have been nice to remember that this thing takes about 4 minutes to load. Surely someone else knew that and was able to start it before I while I was doing all that annoying documentation. All right, guys.
I'll try to point that out in the future.
Yeah.
Considering how long we do everything, Sammy, 4 minutes is nothing.
Are you having a go, Alex?
They are up.
Yeah, Alex is definitely having a dig. That's all right, mate. I'm gonna once I start sticking to the time, you're not gonna miss this session. You're gonna miss this time. Eventually, you're gonna be like, oh, 1 hour is not
I
enough.
know.
I haven't gotten enough of everyone. I haven't gotten enough of Semi. Like, can we go back to the days of just spending an hour and a half, 2 hours together? That's the best.
No. 3 hours with mega nerd night.
Yeah.
That's the way to be.
Alrighty, I think we have liftoff. So let's again, one mistake people often fall into is not reading the information. So by reading the information, you save yourself a lot of trouble. So we can see in here the username is BTLO and the password is no password. All right.
Where
So
does it say that? 'Cause I was looking for that.
details. This happened to me on my OSCP. I will never forget it in my life ever again. Which is to read the information. Read the information. Don't try to jump right in. All right, let's pull out the questions. So in 2017, which we know already, a well-known company was attacked. What is the name of the company? Its country of origin and its business model. Format blah 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 blah. All right. So do we have internet connection here? Expertise, README, Microsoft Mail. Right. So I'm guessing it wants us to do open source intelligence gathering to start with. So we're going to see. Oh, so we can do some Googling, but it's very slow in there, so I'm going to do it outside of that. 2017 financial um, financial sector hacks. Then big data breach in finance. Equifax. Are they the ones? Because I remember the Equifax hack. So one of the biggest cyber attacks in history was the WannaCry ransomware, which started in May 2017 and hit PCs businesses around the globe, more 2,000 computers, blah, 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 blah. North Korea, very soon customer sensitive data was exposed, including telephone numbers, that's not financial services. So to avoid having to dig through this, we can literally just do finance. There's no finance information in here. Will be reset. So there's this thing. This was probably posted, right? This is in June 2017. So depending on when that actual event happened, this might not necessarily capture it. So insider often to blame. Report. So I'm going to look at one more, but Equifax definitely looks like it. So we'll try Equifax and see. One of the three largest consumer credit card agencies in the United States announced in September 2017 that its system had been breached and the sensitive personal information of 148 million Americans had been compromised. The data Data breach included names, home addresses, mobile numbers, date of birth, social security numbers, and driver's license numbers. So now let's see what how it wants the answer. So tell us. So what is the name of the company, its country of origin, and its business model?
Looking
Right?
at that, on the country we have 2 X's, and out of the 3 countries, we only have one that has 2 letters in it. Is that a good way of approaching this, or completely wrong?
Well, that's one way
Because
to approach it.
Equifax
Yes,
happened in USA,
but
which is
Americans
3
Americans
letters.
don't actually so because BTLO is a UK company, they probably don't call it USA.
Mm.
Most people call it US. So if it's only
US,
people in
yeah.
the US that call USA. That's probably something to be aware of. So
Right. But also 4-letter first
well,
word.
it's country. So what is the name of the company?
And it's got 2 words in the name.
Yeah, actually, surely not. That doesn't ring right. Are we looking at the right information here? All right. Here's another way to look at this. To think about it. Is everyone playing alongside this? Shay,
Yes,
are
I
you
mean,
doing this?
Yeah, I'm not using the Chrome in the virtual machine though. It's pretty slow.
Oh yeah, definitely do not use the Chrome in the web virtual machine. It's so low spec.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it as well though.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So what threat actor hacked Equifax?
I'm not sure that the virtual machine, the Chrome in the virtual machine actually works.
All right. So who actually did the hacking? Bunch. Investigators, Chinese-sponsored hackers as part of the government. American data agreed to set up a phone to provide credit monitoring and identity.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Well, there are multiple Chinese state hackers, so you can't just say Chinese state hacker. AI, get out of my face. So we know what the CV is, which is good. Well, they're just basically blaming China without actually giving me a proper name. Can't do anything with that. There's multiple threat actors in China. Andre, did you try Equifax? Did it work?
Yeah, no, it didn't work. That's
No.
why I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe it's from a different country.
So it says a well-known company was attacked. What is the name of the company?
So Sammy, why did you conclude that it's Equifax, or it's not Equifax, but like a financial sector company? Maybe it's someone else, because it doesn't specify here that it's a financial sector company. It just said well-known company. It could be as well as McDonald's, or I don't know.
Well, that's one way to think about it. So we can do this.
Maybe we should go actually into the top 10 hacks 2017, the one that's on the top.
Yeah, Trend Micro will probably give us something good.
Or the Trend Micro one, yeah.
this one?
The first word of the name has to have 4 letters. Have 4 X's. If that's anything to go by.
Deep analysis. Version. Equifax. Users. Yahoo. Uber. Was it Uber? That's interesting.
Actually, it could be Uber.
It's 2 names. Name of the company.
Oh no. So it
No.
it doesn't have to be 2 names. So it's saying what is the name of the company? Its country of origin.
Even if you follow the X's, it's
right.
usually. But I might be wrong.
That's all right. So what I would do is Uber for company name.
It could be Uber Technologies, yeah.
And then I'll copy that out again. Uber Technologies.
Maybe without the Inc. incorporated part. Uber Technologies, US.
Let's try that. And then what else?
Business model.
Business model is ride share, I guess. Well, we can Google that.
Well, Uber does rideshare, delivery, food delivery.
Is it delivery segment? Whatever, I don't know. Is it transport services?
Could be we need three words.
So this is one of the things that annoys me sometimes. Actually, I think that 3-word thing is more annoying than good.
Yeah, I know.
So business model is Uber has footprints in certain countries. On an average, 50 million trades are completed every day. Has completed over 15 trades. What is the business model? Oh, come on.
SER.
Copy that again.
The business model is to get people to do the dirty work to make money.
That's true. That's actually how it is. That's the proper way of saying it.
One of their critical asset was compromised, and they later discovered the vulnerability in one of their. What type of weakness was exploited? I think this question is on Equifax.
Really?
I genuinely believe it's Equifax, but what do I? Let's find out.
Oh.
Equifax business name.
Incorporated.
Is Equifax a credit reporting agency?
Yeah, they are.
Doesn't work.
All right, let me look at the cheat sheet for a second and see what this is doing. We don't have a lot of time. By the way, guys, I think I've said this before. I'm happy for you to use. If you're getting stuck, once you've given it a go, you can actually use the cheat sheet. And I found this really, really good article, which I've been wanting to share. I'll check that in the chat now.
What do you mean by a cheat sheet?
Right up.
Is it like a walkthrough?
Yeah, so obviously someone has solved this before. So let's see. Only I is allowed to look for today. So I'll see what this is thinking, because that one question is throwing us off our game and it's a bit annoying. So scenario. Did we leave something out? That just made me think. Go away for a second.
It says take a break.
No, it made me think. We haven't read. I just remember that I saw a readme here. So this is the one that we've already read. Oh well. I'll just go to CyberChef and see if I can find anything.
What do you want to find on CyberChef?
I want to decode the base 64, which I believe. Oh, come on.
Okay.
Can I word wrap this? Can I word wrap this? Well, doesn't matter. So it's not very helpful. Did I miss something? Exactly the same thing. So readme SV2 version 10. The one thing we probably did not look at reading this thing now is look at any of the sources that it highlighted here. So let's look at that one. I'm pretty sure this is Equifax. It's just that we don't know how to actually put that question together. Hang on.
What?
Maybe you should look up on a write-up or something.
Yeah, because I know that this is a vulnerability that was used. But
maybe we're on the right path, or actually have the answer, but we don't know how to put it the proper way, sort of, so it fits the answer.
that is interesting. how is that possible though? I just had a look at the thingy, and it's pointing to a different. So having a quick look at this. So looking at this again, what else do we have here? This is London Intelligence Advisory report of the company Inc., including asset advisory, blah 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 blah. None of that makes sense. So with the cyber attack related to credit card agency. Fine. So this, I just had a look at the answer, and it makes no sense. Whoever wrote this just wants to make our life a living hell for a reason. Because I'm having a look at it now. It's basically the Equifax one, but the answer is referring to something a bit weird, which I don't understand. Bridge. Let's look at it. This is probably in the paywall. Yeah, figured CrowdStrike. All right, guys, I'll put the thing in here so we can move forward and I can show you guys. So before we actually look at the answer, so question one, the README file mentions the year in the question here. And regarding the credit card agency, the answer format requires 3 components, and indicating the name of the company was 2 words, right? So given the New York source, this indicated US and presumably a credit card reporting agency. This led me to quickly run through some searches online to get the name. These are my search phrases and thinking. Gen X Bridge 2007, let use the obvious term. Plenty about Equifax. That's exactly what we're seeing. Gen X solution stab in the dark based on the last of set of results. Gen X solutions 2027. Let's try again with a bit more specific note. That didn't help. Gen X Finance 2017 Bridge. It's a credit card agency. Let's try using common terms. The same Reddit result again. 2017 Bridge Gen X Finance USA. One last go. I then simply tried what I thought I was and found it was right. So let's try this. I think this one was definitely not designed properly. American Bureau of Bridges.
Wait.
Discovery of Gen X contamination in the Cape River. And discovery of Gen X contamination. So obviously there's some Reddit information here. This was 9 months ago, so that's not relevant. or should I say it was designed really well. Because
Sammy,
well,
I think we went a little bit. That's why we can't find it, because it's not OSINT. It actually it's on the box. That's why we can't find any information. Yeah, because if we go to the, where is it? The README. It's the README.
yeah, I've had a look at the README here, so it's the same information that it gave us before.
Because it gives us a file that actually helps us give us the page, the HTML page that actually has the answer to that question.
So this one,
So if we go to the website, http://haunted.io, does that lead us to somewhere?
Sure.
You need to. But not here. I think you need to go on the machine.
Yeah, because it's I was wondering how it's gonna work, but I don't want to use this browser though.
Yeah, for this, I think it goes okay. And then you have CyberChef locally.
Yeah, so this is just CyberChef though. So if I copy that.
It says decoded content. So you need to, there's a string there. If you read the text, here is your encoded string.
I cannot read it. Where's my glass?
PCF, whatever.
What if we use the CyberChef, the one that's on the box?
That's what I think they want us, but I don't know how to decode that. Base 64 doesn't work. Magic doesn't give me a good.
Well, I tried decoding it with CyberChef. We could try CyberChef in here. Maybe when I copied it out of the platform, it broke it. So it's taking its time.
No, you not like this, Sammy. There's a link to a local cyber. So there's a file that you open.
HTML, yeah.
And
if you
that's
go
how
to investigation, right? Oh, CyberChef, yeah, on desktop. Yeah.
Yeah, this one works relatively okay.
All right, so let's do from base 64.
What?
Yeah, I knew it was
I
just.
tried that.
So it's just an HTML data. So I'll copy it.
But that's not what the website is asking. There's another string, but yeah.
Well, this is so again. If you notice,
Still useful information.
I'm kind of following you guys a little bit, because obviously we are working together as a team. So, let's call this file. Let's call it decoded.html. And then open it with let me choose a different app, notepad, and then paste that and save it. So save that, and then close, and then double click that. That's what is in there. Yeah, we'll come back to this. I think we're falling into a rabbit hole. So I believe what this guy did here is essentially I've seen the answer. I just don't want to open it because I kind of want to see how this made sense to have been in the question in the first place. That's literally my what I'm sort of going on at the moment is. All right, Gen X Data Bridge 2017. Will this give us the answer?
Sammy, so I went through, I opened a walkthrough as well to get just sort of to see the whole, not idea, but just see where to start from. And the whole idea is that we need to like decode it, and we get some files that get downloaded, and in those files we will find an answer for that question.
For that number one question, or other questions?
Yeah, number one question. Yeah. Number one question. Yeah.
Which one of the write-up? Did you read the first one? Because the first one is a medium.
I found a different write-up on Medium.
Right. Oh no, they've added a different, the wrong write-up here.
Yeah, it's a different room.
Yeah. So I kind of want to see what that is. Give me a second. Report.
I think we need to, Sammy. So we decode the base 64 and we put it into that website.
Right. So you're saying use CyberChef just like we've done here. So this
Yep.
is
So we use
text.
the content. Yeah. So once. Yeah. So if you go to CyberChef, I think it's that thing.
So I decoded the text from CyberChef. This is what it
Yeah.
looks like here.
Yeah, so you copy that text, and I think we need to put it into that website.
Into this website.
Yeah, and it says submit it.
All right. That's exactly what I've just done.
Okay.
Second time it worked, huh? If you scroll down, no?
Well, I'm scrolling. Breaking news.
Oh, no. Sorry. Let me try.
I think it's still loading. So this guy who solved this one definitely did not use that. So
there was a tip somewhere. Look for the bats. And there's bats flying on the web page. I need to click on them in flight? No way.
New York. Oh, hang on.
Ah, you click on the bats and it downloads some files. And then you investigate the files.
Did I actually download something? Downloads further. I hate that I have to do this in this lab.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is this something that you see in real world?
Well, yes, very likely that you would go in there and someone is forgotten about the server and it's running Windows XP and that's where the threat actor hacked. So very likely.
I know the answer. I know the answer.
Yeah. So Paul, we're not necessarily looking for the answer. We're trying to look for a way to actually, again, remember this. We're not trying to.
Sammy,
Same like what you're doing.
have a look at the 3 markers that are on the map down there. they're not as accurate, but they sort of, because you have only 3 markers, and remember about the financial the information we know about the financial company, our financial company that we're investigating.
Yeah, this one.
So we've got some report here that I downloaded just now. So
Yeah, the answer was 2. You know, it separated the each and every word, and we need to put together. It's like a puzzle. Look at the format. We can go with the format that fits in.
Well, so we can definitely tell that the name is Gen X Financial, and then we know that they're in the US. So let's try that. Question: Gen X Financial, US, and its business model: credit card, credit reporting, agency. Yep, that worked.
Yeah.
Interesting. One of the public-facing application, what type of weakness was expected to breach this network? So what is the weakness for this? Unpatched vulnerability. So I guess this works now. Wrong answer. Hang on. Go back.
It's not unpatched, Sammy. I think it's an. I don't know if they actually deliberately put in A and V as the first letters, or is just sort of a way to detour us.
The vulnerability publicly disclosed match allow attackers to gain access on the system, trade data, and the bridge. So strat vulnerability, Apache strat vulnerability. I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Is that this is literally Equifax. So it's exactly the same thing. You know? Well, obviously they did not put strat in there. Okay. So alright. So
A very long A.
incident scope. Vulnerability scanning. So Apache recognize sensor attacker accurately perform vulnerability scanning to identify the unpatched Apache Sprout vulnerability. Is it one word? That's a question.
Well, it looks like it's one word, but maybe it's.
No.
Assistance. Let's go back. Let's go back and see if there's anything in here like we thought. So is there anything else in here after posting that in? Anything else that we could potentially download? It's the same one. Yeah, so there's another one there.
There's 3. Because we have 3 locations, right?
Yeah.
It's so slow.
I think we've downloaded the 3 of them. So let's go back in here. Oh, it's so slow.
Hoppa. You need a password for Tokyo.
Well, I'm guessing the password.
And the password, we'll need to figure it out somehow. Yeah.
That's all right. Just to make sure that I don't make Nathan's life a nightmare when he's editing this. We've already been going for 1.5 hours. All right, so let's continue to read that report. It's pretty awesome, pretty obvious here. So what are we getting wrong? According to the data breach summary, one of the critical assets was compromised, and the latter discovered a vulnerability in one of the public-facing applications. What type of weakness was exploited to breach this?
It's asking for the type of weakness, right?
Yeah.
You said that it's an application vulnerability.
That makes no sense, but let's try that.
Just try it. It works. I just gone by that format.
Oh my goodness, that does not make any sense at all.
Yeah, and that's all it feels like.
So, well, mean time to detect can't be that bad. So the meantime, I saw a table for that. So I did see a table. Yeah. So Gen X financial failure to prioritize cybersecurity led to the exploitation of sensitive information. For around 140 indicator, individuals, a significant factor in the data breach was the company's delay in addressing a non-critical vulnerability, leaving the systems exposed for 145 days. So 145 days. Uh-oh.
No.
Yeah.
And again, 2 X's.
Yeah. I was like, in my mind, I was going, are they going to give this one out for free tonight? I don't think so. So that was how long the vulnerability was open. They were able to exploit the data. So they prolonged the risk of amount of personal the certificate, allowing Gen X Foundation to monitor encrypted data traffic flowing 9 months through the ASIC environment expired 9 months prior to the discovery of the breach. This chapter details event feeding to the 2017 data breach. So attacker likely performed vulnerability scanning to identify vulnerability, collection, escalation.
Yeah. Go. Stay there. Stay there. Incident scope. Incident scope. We can see the.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, how long did this breach still undetected? Breach lasted for 72 days, during which attacker infiltrated. Well, let's try that. Well, that worked. And
Oh, I have to type in this.
Paul is on fire today. What application was targeted by the attacker? What vulnerability was exploited? And where is this application located within the network? All right. So we know what the CVE is, and what application was Apache. So we know
There was an
Apache.
image
Apache
in one of the
site.
folder.
And where was this? What part of the network? The CVE. So the CVE is this one. So I'm guessing they're probably asking for, and then go to this. Wait, I think I'm putting that in the wrong place. And then that would be, so located within the network.
There's a picture with the network diagram in the second folder that you've downloaded.
Right.
The TLP, I think. No, not that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TLP Ember. Extract.
Haunted company assets, threat map. I'm
Is it just pink?
not sure if
There you go.
DNS is. No, zoom out.
So personal information, database, twisted spider.
4 letters something.
So it's data center. This is the database. Application
Servers,
assets.
application servers.
No, that won't be it. And Microsoft Exchange. My brain is just telling me external and public facing, but knowing that these guys are not using normal information, normal data to ask the question, they're probably expecting us to sort of find it somewhere. So let's look around. My mouse is gone.
Maybe Exchange? No?
Nah, I doubt it. I think they're probably looking for something. So let's look for the adversary analysis.
Oh, there's 4 letters. considering the logic of this lab, it's should be 4 letters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what part of a
So I've thought of
organization or
obviously
network.
I've thought about 3 things. So there's the DMZ, there's external, there's public, right? But in this case, we know that they're probably asking for specific information based on what we've seen so far. So I'll look for network. There's only one network here.
Maze? Oh no.
No, that's close.
That's right. That's ransomware.
Yep. So this is just an analysis of that particular threat actor. So let's see inside of that file. There was one more thing that said readme. So the high analysis attaches a file contains three critical files. That and that and that. The files provide profile of potential threat actors that may be targeting an organization. This document will be crucial for profiling adversaries in your hunt. The image file contains an asset threat mapping diagram detailing our public-facing assets and their versions. You will need to assess whether these assets are susceptible to any known CVEs, particularly for initial access vulnerabilities. We are working against the clock. Our IPO is just days away. It's critical we track and mitigate the threat actor as they operate, as they impact our operation, or so they don't impact. Failure is not an option. So they obviously call that external network something. So let's see. I'll go back to that initial report and see if we missed something. Online research vulnerability detected attack on July, and the breach was publicly disclosed. One of the largest critical agency must have data breach nearly 150 million sources used in dispute resolution, publicly disclosed in March. That's the system and its retreated data over 2 months were disclosed. And the data in July. During the attack, exploited data and related databases. After exploiting the Apache web server, attackers gained unprotected username and password, enabling the attacker to access sensitive data outside of the ACIS environment.
Maybe ICS
Yep, that's.
for that.
I don't know. Let's try ACIS. I don't know.
What is ICS start from? Yeah, that worked.
That's a good question.
Yes.
Yep, there you go, guys. Okay, this is actually
Oof.
getting fun. So now that I know that they don't expect me to do anything, that's normal. Let's actually figure this out. Oh boy, there's so many questions.
What do you mean? What do you mean they don't expect you to do anything normal?
So typically, when you're doing incident response, you're not making things up based on all of this type of information, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So ACIS does not mean anything. So you can either have a network name or the position of the network. So like typically, an Apache web server would be in the DMZ zone. So it'll be in a demilitarized zone. So it'll either be demilitarized as the answer, external or public facing.
What's the aberration? What is the aberration for the ACIS?
Oh, right, the abbreviation. What does ACIS mean? Well, we can find out. Again, instead of going to Google, I resist that because the answer to that is probably within this document. So there's nothing.
ACIS is going to give us an answer of like Australian cyber. Oh, that's something Australian cyber investigation services or something like that.
So I think it's probably something that has to do with automated consumer interview system. See? You see what? So you see what I'm saying? So
Crazy.
So this makes no sense from a networking point of view. This is just, I guess, an exercise on trying to find information, which is fun. There's nothing wrong with it. Has anyone gone past where we are at the moment? Has anyone gone into, finished the whole thing? Question 10 or question 11, 12?
No, 'cause it's hard with someone talking in the background.
Yeah, it is hard,
Mhm.
especially when I don't have no idea what I'm
That's
saying.
true, yeah.
We can probably answer this question. So we did see that a few million. So the data exfiltration, if we go back to that table,
150.
150 million people. 150 million. And the next thing is what channel, through which channel was the data exfiltrated? So if we leave, again, that says an exfiltrated data over 2 months before the data breach was discovered. So let's go to data exfiltration. Data was exfiltrated over encrypted channels. Yeah. Unlikely making use of protocols to avoid detection. So let's see if that answers the question.
Encrypted, maybe.
And
Yes.
I mean, we should try everything here,
You
considering
need
that how
you
they made
forgot
the
the
questions.
comma after
I
million.
don't think the comma is required because I've
Yeah,
tried
it
a
is.
few.
It is, Sammy. Yeah, it is.
I've
Yeah.
tried a few without a comma. You see what I mean? Like this doesn't make any sense. Like you know what I mean? Like you see here? Oh come on! I'm going to send an email
Yeah.
to my contact and to go like, seriously, you guys need to be consistent, driving me nuts. Later during the
Maybe
investigation,
that's why.
sorry, that's why it's free, right?
Maybe this why. Yeah, it's been not supported anymore.
Yeah, it is retired.
Decommissioned.
Later during the
Retired.
investigation, a flaw was discovered in the ICS code rendering system. What were these flaws? Oh boy. So we did.
Flaws.
So we did search for ICIS then. ICIS.
Yeah, just search flaws. It's only one. Yeah, that's it.
Why can't I find it? There you go. Never mind. The attacker used
Search for flaws.
well, I doubt they're gonna have one. Let's search for flaws.
All discovered.
I'm not.
Yeah, so there's one. Financial discovered flaws in the ICS code rendering system vulnerable to SQL injection, insecure direct object referencing attack, allows attacker to inject, retrieve database information. Insecure direct object reference also allows direct access to the system without requiring appropriate authentication or authorization. Financial observe additional
That's
instance of
it.
suspicious traffic originating from the second IP address owned by the German
That's it.
ISP but led to Chinese provider. Interesting. Okay, so code rendering vulnerability. Hang on. So we'll start from here. And secure direct
It's
object.
SQL injection.
Oh,
So later during the investigation, object reference. Okay. It doesn't want the
you
and.
have a O. No, you have an O before SQL.
Yeah,
I
it
also
copies
I also
pretty
had
weird, Sammy.
yeah. I also had an and there,
Same
so it
thing.
doesn't want the and. So
Yeah.
you guys can see here. I did not put the comma, and it's fine with it. What file was inserted during the
Yeah.
attack, and which country did the attack originate from? So no. So starting, what file was inserted during the attack, and which country did the attack originate from? This one is an interesting one because it could either be German or CH.
Well, it doesn't fit the exits.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the essence because I just read that
China.
the actual traffic came from German, but when they looked at it, it actually went, it rerouted back to China. I was going to say China
China.
like Donald Trump, but I couldn't quite do it.
China.
She's a very smart person. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, no, I'm not even going to try. All right, so we're looking for.
He's a smart person. He's a good man. We had a good relationship with.
Alex, are you sure that you're in the right place? You sure you should be in Australia?
JSP.
JSP. Okay. Come on.
Yep.
Shay, are you still awake? Or did Shay already leave?
What's
I'm still
JSP?
here.
What? Sorry? Alex spoke over you.
What is JSP?
Who's still here? I want to find out. All right, Sarah's still here. Interesting. What happened to the rest of them? All disappeared. Sarah, I know you've got to start work tomorrow, so feel free to jump off.
Yeah. Oh, no. I don't have work tomorrow. I'm just
Ah.
exhausted from today. I'm going to stick around, though.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's good watching you guys. I haven't been following, though.
Yeah.
But
You seen
yeah,
that
I
with
agree. It seems like
popcorn?
the person who wrote this.
They just want to make my
not
life
very.
very painful.
And it's so relatable when you get frustrated, you just search up the write-up and see what their answers are and how they got it.
Well, I searched up the write-up, and the guy is like, I did all of this and it didn't work. And then it dawned on me that I did not know the answer, but it's got the answer in there. I'm like, what do you mean? So he's obviously looked at the write-up as well. Oh, jeez. It's very funny.
I have a feeling that Sarah's sitting there with popcorn and just watching us and having
watching it
fun.
happen.
At us struggling here.
All right. It is said
Can't
that
even
if a
catch the
specific.
bat.
Sorry. What did you say, Jay?
Oh, this machine is so slow. It's all glitchy. I can't even catch the bat. Like I can only download the other. Like
Make
I
it
don't think
full
you have to
screen.
actually click on. I don't think you actually click on the bats. You have the 3 points on the map.
Locations
Click on
on
them.
the map.
Yeah.
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 oh, like I've
Make-
got those. It's just
I think that's the only 3 files that are
The-
available. Unless you've got
Yeah, you
ahead of
click on
us.
those, and then you're gonna get a pop-up saying, "Do you want to keep it or download it or something like that?" So
Wait,
yeah,
Alex,
it's
it seems Shay's gone ahead of us, and he's probably seen the questions that we haven't seen. Shay, what's up?
oh, okay.
Have you been secretly smashing it, mate?
no.
All right, I think
No, I'm just keeping it.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the recording, and then obviously, it's good. It means someone who watches this later is not going to be able to get all the answer from there. They're still going to have to go through the pain. So whoever is going to be watching this later, thank you for watching us learn on the spot and fail. But this is part of the process. This is part of the process. Trying, even when you don't actually know what to do and how to approach it, just giving it a go. And if you get stuck, look at the write-up, and then from there, look at other options. And from obviously, one thing I do say is that if anyone has looked at this, or if you're watching this, one thing you would notice is that we didn't just start looking at the write-up and using that to answer all the questions. We used it to guide us through a pathway, right? And then obviously Paul provided a lot of answers, which I'm guessing, I'm not sure how he found it, but but the reality is use the write-ups by all means, as long as you're learning something new. And then don't use it to answer all of the questions. Come back and have a go again. And if you get stuck, and use it again to get yourself unstuck. And as long as you're taking note, there was one tip I gave someone yesterday, or was it the day before? when I caught up with them, which is whenever you do each one of these box, write 2 questions down, right? The first question should be, if I can see where I wrote it down, the first question should be, um, what did I learn from this challenge or from this box, right? So that's the first question that should be in your note. You need to put an answer to that, right? So if you're not learning something new while you're solving this, then you're basically wasting a lot of time, right? And then the second question is, what skill do I lack to solve this challenge that would have been helpful? So what skill did I not have while I was solving this challenge that if I hadn't had, it would have been very helpful? So by answering those 2 questions, it actually helps you, be self-aware of how you're learning and how you're growing as a person, and then helps document that learning journey so that over time, those things that you don't know, you actually come to know them. So yeah, I definitely recommend, people doing that. But obviously, for the rest of us who are still here, we are going to continue to solve this box if anyone wants to still be around. But for obviously those who want to jump off, please feel free to do so. It's all fun and game here at NerdKnight 32. Have a good one. We'll catch you later.